What's up, guys? WWE Fan Talk here. Today I'm bringing you guys my 2018 Hell in a Cell Live predictions. I've got the main championship right here, the Universal Championship. In my opinion, just right now, it just kind of seems like the main championship in WWE. I mean, at least it's being treated that way, even though, the WWE Championship is the main championship. But, the way they're treating it, the Universal title is the top title. Unless they pull a WWE Championship main event for Hell in a Cell. But it looks like we're getting quite a few people right now. So we're going to start off with the predictions, and we're going to start off with the people who are not going to be fighting tonight. So there's a list of people who are not going to be fighting tonight, which is kind of a letdown. And it consists of Shinsuke Nakamura, who's the United States champion. He should be fighting. And then Finn Balor. I don't know why Finn Balor ain't fighting. He should be the Demon. He should be in the Hell in a Cell fighting for the Universal title. I'm not going to go on a ramble on that, but you know what I mean. Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Elias, and the Usos. Here, let me adjust the light real quick, guys. But, yeah, so those are the wrestlers not fighting tonight. And I think that's kind of stupid because, we're not having an Intercontinental title defense, and we're not even having a United States title defense. So no mid-card titles being defended tonight, guys. So, I don't know. That's just kind of frustrating for me. And I'm sure you guys are, can be frustrated about it. But we're going to start off with the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, guys. And this is the New Day versus Rusev Day. I think that's the name of their tag team, right? Rusev Day. And, I think this is going to be quite an interesting match. I'm not against this at all. I think it's very new, interesting. It's not it's not like a stressful match or anything like something to stress about. It's just kind of like a easygoing match, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, if you guys can relate. But, it's not like an Uso versus New Day match. It's, just a basic tag team versus the New Day. I think it would be so sick, guys, if Rusev Day picked up the win right here. But I honestly feel right now that the New Day are going to retain. And the reason why is because Rusev Day is going to break up soon. I just have this strong feeling that, they're not doing that great right now. And and the authorities, not the authority, in WWE's eyes, I've heard rumors that, they don't think that they're doing that well as Rusev Day, and they don't really like it. So I don't know if they're going to split them up or something, but I'm going to predict the New Day just because I feel like Rusev Day is going to break up eventually, and maybe have Aiden English versus Rusev or something. And I think it'd be kind of cool if they gave like Aiden English a push or something, because Aiden English is pretty over right now. And they could have him like win like a major title or something down the line. That would be pretty interesting. But in my opinion, I think they should keep Rusev Day together. And I think it's interesting because we have New Day and Rusev Day, and I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and Steven Marquez, I think I'm saying that right. He just shouted this out and gave me the reminder that Matt Hardy just announced his retirement. He's had a great career in so many different wrestling companies. He's definitely made his mark as tag team champion, world champion, mid-card champion, cruiserweight champion, and most of all, tag team champions, because the Hardy Boys, in my opinion, are the greatest tag team of all time. And, so, thank you to Matt Hardy for everything he's done. But moving on, my prediction, the New Day. But moving on, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match, and I think I'm much more excited for this one, guys. We have the Shield, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. And, I think this match is going to be pretty cool. We have a pretty hardcore feud going on between the two groups, Braun Strowman's group and Roman Reigns' group, the Shield versus, I forget what their name is. But, I think it'd be kind of interesting if Dolph Ziggler and Drew managed to pick up the win in this match. But that is definitely 100% not going to happen at all. Because guess what, guys? Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are winning the tag titles all over again, and we're going to have a whole nother reign with the Raw Tag Team Championships. I am super pumped for this just because, I'm a huge Shield fan, and I think it's going to be really cool to see them hold the tag titles again. Because they're both really good wrestlers. And Dolph and Drew, I don't know what's going to go on here. I heard they're having the Shield versus Braun Drew and Ziggler, but I'm going to move on to that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later just because it involves some other matches on this card. So my prediction, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to pick up the Raw Tag Team Championships once again. Moving on, we have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. In this match, I am honestly not excited for at all. You know, I do like this whole Daniel Bryan-Miz feud and stuff, but ever since Daniel Bryan returned, there's something about it that's just, like, different to me, you know? Like, he doesn't feel like the underdog anymore like he used to. And I miss that Daniel Bryan underdog feeling. Now he seems like he's, like, the top star, and he's done everything, and it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, which is fine. But, you know, I kind of miss that old Daniel Bryan, you know what I mean? Like, that old underdog Daniel Bryan. But, you know, this is a pretty easy one. I think Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella are just going to pick up the win because when it comes to Super Clash, it's going to be Daniel Bryan losing that match to The Miz so The Miz can become #1 contender. And then on SmackDown Live 1000, it'll be The Miz versus AJ Styles. Miz wins and becomes WWE Champion up until WrestleMania. When Daniel Bryan defeats him. Whether it's Samoa Joe who fights The Miz or it's AJ Styles, we'll figure that out a little bit later. But yeah, I'm gonna choose Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella to win this one. Moving on, we have Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton and the Hell in the Cell. To be honest, guys, I'm kind of feeling like this one should be the main event. I mean, it doesn't have a title in it, but this feud has been just crazy, guys. We've had just like so many beatdowns from Randy Orton to Randy Orton to Jeff Hardy, and just pulling on Jeff Hardy's ear, and just, it's been brutal, guys, and it's just been a very memorable feud, and I think it's the perfect feud for Jeff Hardy to leave the WWE on. I honestly feel like this is Jeff Hardy's last match in the WWE. Could be wrong. I mean, Matt Hardy just did retire, but, you know, Jeff Hardy's pretty broken, you know, like his body's just kind of messed up. He's been through so much stuff, and I think it's time for, I mean, I don't want Jeff Hardy to retire, don't get me wrong, but I feel like this is the time where he is going to retire, just because he's never been in a Hell in a Cell, and I feel like the whole Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy, that's just a solid feud. You have two top guys, and just two top guys going at it, and it's just going to be it's going to be amazing, guys. It's just going to be it's really going to be Hell in a Cell inside that cell. And by the way, they made a red Hell in the Cell. It is no longer steel. It is no longer, I mean, it is steel. It's no longer that steel color. It is now red, and I think that's just going to add so much more to the pay-per-view. I think it's going to be great. But I'm going to go with Randy Orton picking up the win, and here is why. Because Jeff Hardy doesn't need to win, to be honest. You know, Jeff Hardy, he doesn't win that quite often. If you go back in the past, it just, you know, he doesn't need to win a match to make the match memorable. He doesn't ever need to do that, because he makes the match memorable by adding in so many of these crazy stunts and stuff. It doesn't mean he needs to win. You know, that's just something Jeff Hardy's always been good at, and I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Whether he does a swanton off the top of the Hell in a Cell, or he dives, or he goes through the cell, or he goes for the swanton and Randy Orton moves. That would just be amazing. An amazing way for Jeff Hardy to go off and retire. I think that would just be like an amazing thing. Just like the last memorable match. That would just be crazy, guys. But I'm going to go with Randy Orton to pick up the win here, just because that would be kind of cool. So Randy Orton to pick up the win. Then we have the Raw Women's Championship. I'm not excited for this match at all, guys. I have been so bored with Alexa Bliss lately, to be honest. I mean, I like Ronda Rousey a lot too. I think she's kind of boring. I don't know. I mean, she is just starting out pretty much in the WWE. To me, she's the most interesting out of all the women in the WWE, just because, you know, she's like a UFC fighter and coming up and it's just always interesting to see what she has coming next for her. And now she's the Raw Women's Champion, so I think that's pretty neat that we have that. I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey to retain the championship, just because I feel like she should main event Evolution. I mean, it's the best for money, you know what I mean? I don't think she is going to main event WrestleMania next year. I don't think that would be a smart idea to have the women's matches. Not women's matches, sorry. I don't think it would be smart to have Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte. I mean, if they were going to have something like that, then it would be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte, but I don't think they should do that. But yeah, I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey to pick up the win just because I feel like she's going to main event at the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. Yeah, and that's that. I think that's pretty much it for that match. SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. I really do like this feud too. I'm not really looking forward to this match that much. I was really hoping it would be inside a Hell in a Cell. There's quite a few matches on this card that I was hoping that would be in Hell in a Cell, and the fact that they're not kind of makes it kind of a letdown for me. I think it would have been perfect to have Charlotte versus Becky in the Hell in a Cell. It would have been amazing, guys. But I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair to pick up the win just because Becky Lynch is going to make her big win at Evolution next month. Yeah, so my prediction, Charlotte to retain. Moving on, we have the most prestigious prize in the WWE, in my opinion, AJ Styles, the current WWE Champion, versus the Samoan Destroyer, Samoa Joe. This feud has been so good, guys. You guys have an idea because you watch it too. But it's just been crazy, you know. I mean, I'm gonna go with AJ Styles to win this match just because they're not in a Hell in a Cell. You know, if it was Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles in the Hell in a Cell, then I would probably picked Samoa Joe. But for some reason, I just don't feel like this is the right time for Samoa Joe to win the championship. It's just kind of weird. I don't like when the champion or the contender doesn't win the championship at a pay-per-view that the pay-per-view is named after, you know, like the Steel, like a Elimination Chamber or Hell in a Cell or a Steel Cage or some other match like that. I don't like when the contender doesn't win the championship in one of those matches that the pay-per-view is named after. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles to pick up the win just because, you know, he has the 2K19 coming out this month. Wait, is it this month or next month? It might be next month. But just because of that, he's on the cover. I don't know why you would take the championship off the cover of the 2K19 game. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles. I don't know who his next contender is going to be. Probably The Miz or something like that. I honestly think, if you guys remember from my predictions a few months ago, I forget which pay-per-view it was from, but I really wanted The Miz to be the one to take the title off of AJ Styles, and I truly think that's what's going to happen at SmackDown 1000. Either that or it'd be really cool if Daniel Bryan was the one to do it. But I'm going to go with AJ Styles to pick up the win and retain the WWE Championship. And man, as AJ Styles had a very solid reign as champion. I think it has just been a very solid reign. But now we're moving on to the main event, guys. We have the Universal Championship match. Here we have the Universal Championship. If you haven't seen that unboxing, make sure to go check it out. It was probably in like 2016 in December. But we also have the Roman side plates because he is the current Universal Champion. And you got to represent your Universal Champion by putting the side plates on your title. So we have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman inside a Hell in the Cell. And guys, this match is probably going to be the best match of the night because we have special guest referee Mick Foley, guys. I think it would be awesome if he came out as Mankind or something, or throughout the match he changed from Mankind to Cactus Jack or something. I don't think Dude Love's ever been in a Hell in a Cell. I could be wrong, but I think only Mankind and Cactus Jack have been in Hell in a Cell. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns to retain this to retain the title, because I feel like the Shield are gonna win all the titles. They're going to have the Universal title, the Tag titles, the Intercontinental Championship. They're going to hold all the titles on Raw. I think that's WWE's move right now. And I think it's a smart move because, you know, that's something everybody wants to see. Love or hate Roman, love or hate the Shield, love or hate any of them. I mean, they're just the top three guys in WWE right now. You know, it's a fact. You know, you have Roman. He's the top champion on WWE right now. You have Seth Rollins. He's the Intercontinental Champion right now. And then Dean Ambrose, he just returned, and everybody went crazy over it. And that goes to show you that these top three guys are the workhorses of the company. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns to retain. I think this match is just going to be insane. Hopefully we see some blood in this match. Hopefully we see some tables. Hopefully we see some steel being broken. And hopefully we see some just craziness throughout this match. I want Roman Reigns to get brutally beat up. I want Braun Strowman to get brutally beat up. I even want something to where, like, all the superstars to come out or something like that, the heels, and interrupt in this match, and then they just fight them off or something. Or even to where the Shield comes out, or Drew and Dolph come out. That would be interesting. I think a really cool and funny and crazy move for WWE is if they were to put the title on Braun Strowman and put the titles on the Shield. I think that would just swerve the audience and they would be confused. And then maybe at Super Clash you have title versus title. But as for my prediction, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. He is going to have the Universal title. Shield are going to have all the titles. And then at Super Showdown, I'm making an early prediction. At Super Showdown, it is the Shield versus Braun, Dolph, and Drew. And this is what's going to happen. Shield's going to have all the titles. Everybody's going to think it's amazing, blah, 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 blah. And somebody said, notice me, Cooper Payne. There, I noticed you. Anyways, Super Showdown is going to be the Shield versus Braun, Dolph, and Drew. And the Shield are going to lose. And here's why. Because Dean Ambrose is going to turn on the Shield at Super Showdown. I know this is kind of a strong prediction and kind of a risky prediction. But I'm going to make that prediction. That is how Dean Ambrose is going to turn on the Shield. He's going to cost them all the belts or something like that. And then Braun Strowman, Dolph, and Drew, maybe they maybe they have all the titles or something like that. And then eventually down the line have Roman Reigns win the Universal Championship back so we could have Rock versus Roman Reigns next year at WrestleMania. I think that would be very cool. But those are my predictions for the 2018 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I think it's going to be very cool. Again, we have the red Hell in a Cell. I think it's going to look cool with the red belt as well. That's going to be awesome. But that is it for my predictions, guys. Leave your predictions in the comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show, out.